Great entrepreneurs can come from anywhere. The lesson isn't just that outsiders can build great companies. It's that the very things that make them outsiders, the underestimation, the constraints, the distance from traditional centers of power, can become part of how they build. Not automatically. Being underestimated doesn't magically become an advantage. Neither does scarcity or constraint. Sometimes those things just make the work harder. But for the founders who make it through, those pressures leave behind a playbook. Conviction before validation, focus before abundance, creativity before resources, customer discipline before scale, resilience before traction. And if the company works, the playbook becomes more than a founder's survival toolkit. It becomes culture. It becomes how the team makes decisions, handles pressure, serves customers, and carries the work forward. That's why the company can become so hard to separate from the founder. You put so much of yourself into it that eventually you have to ask what still belongs to you when the role changes. But the playbook is yours. It's what you carry forward to the next founder, the next check, the next mentor session, the next institution, the next ecosystem. Because you know what it felt like to build without one. And that's the turn. Outsider founders don't just prove the map was wrong. They redraw it for the next person. The next founder gets a little more evidence, a little more language, a little more capital, a little more permission, a few more doors already cracked open. And if enough founders do that, the story changes. The unlikely place stops seeming so unlikely. The overlooked market stops seeming so invisible. The outsider stops sounding like an exception. And eventually, the question changes. Not, can you really build from there? But what else are we missing? That's the outsider's playbook.